a private company and the single largest luxury watch brand in the world. We manufacture, distribute, and service wristwatches. In 2014 in Geneva, Switzerland, Bolt was registered as a trademark and then as a company in 2015. It was introduced in the United States in 2015, with luxury showrooms located in Manhattan and boutiques in major department stores such as Neiman Marcus and Bergdorf Goodman. They are responsible for many innovations in the watch industry, including the first watch to show two time zones at the same time, and the first brand to earn a chronometer certification for a wristwatch. While Bolt has consistently sold to an upper-class target market that consists of mainly men over the age of 35, there's an untapped market that needs to be addressed. This marketing plan will look at the current target market as well as the new market that will be covered. The situational analysis will be conducted, including an evolution of the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the company. A proposal for a new marketing strategy will be introduced, including a plan of action and a financial forecast for the future. In order to continue their dominance of the luxury wristwatch industry, Bolt must look at the younger generation and find a new way to convince them that this product is necessary and must be purchased. This report will describe and show the company how they will approach this issue.
Marketing strategy, positioning. High-end luxury brand that is the ultimate aspiration of the consumer. Fashionable alternative to using a cell phone or standing clock to tell time, as well as a status symbol. Magazine advertisement. Replace ads in men's magazines such as Forbes, Bloomberg Business Week. Ads will cater to the target market and attempt to educate them on the value of wristwatches as rewards and alternatives to simply using a cell phone to tell time. Billboards. Ads will be placed on billboards in major cities, mainly in affluent areas to hit the target market, mainly using digital billboards. Ads at sporting events. Ads will be strategically placed at sporting events that young men attend, including, but not limited to, football, hockey, and tennis matches. Sponsorship of music concerts. Bolt will sponsor concerts that are popular with the target market. Ads will be placed throughout the concert venues as well as in the programs. The logo and name will be included all over the concert's promotional materials. Online media, website. A section of the Bolt website will be developed that caters to the target market and conveys the benefits and values with wristwatches. The website will include links that are prominently displayed on the homepage, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The user can then easily connect with Bolt's social media site with one simple click.
Okay, the SWOT analysis of Bolt. So the strengths of Bolt is that they're the strong brand awareness, and it's a global brand, so it's throughout the world. Everybody's heard of it. It's an extremely high quality watch, and it's like the luxury watch. So it's the ultimate aspiration for a consumer. They're always like thinking of Bolt watches. That's like the aspiration for them. The weaknesses is the high switching cost, and it's not accessible to everybody. In addition, the younger generation views watches as a commodity, and now with all different smartphones and things like that, they're involved with that, telling time, and they're not so into the whole watch idea and getting expensive watches. Also, there's a lack of individuality in the Bolt watches because a lot are produced, and so it's not as like special for each person. Opportunities for Bolt is to develop an effective social media campaign. On their website, you're able to access Instagram, but other social media sites they're not able to talk and relate to customers, so they have opportunities to work on that. We can also educate the younger generation, so they'll aspire to get a Bolt watch when they get older, and they'll be into that. In addition, we can make limited editions of the watches so that there'll be more individuality. Threats that they face is the current recession makes it that watch is not really something that everybody's like very focused on getting now, so it's an expensive watch. Not everybody was like very focused on that because of the recession. In addition, a lot of people in China are making counterfeits of the product, so it's with the same like feel and look, so it's hard to make sure everyone gets the real one. Also, there's a high-end competition from watch companies like Rolex and Patek Philippe and all different ones. Also, people are using now cell phones instead of watches to tell time, and so that's another threat.
This is a spreadsheet of our budget. We were given a $2 million budget to spend on all advertising needs. The types of media we used were TV commercial, radio, ads in newspapers and magazines, billboard ads, and our website, and other ads in sporting events and sponsored charity events. So the cost of our, the total cost is for the annual cost that, for the salary of all the people involved. So the TV commercial ad, the costs include creating, running, and airing the commercial. We have a director's salary, producer's salary, the actors, the videographers, renting the equipment, the location, and also airing the commercial. And then the radio ad includes the salary for the scriptwriter, the voiceover for the radio ad, and also the radio station to run the ad on. Newspaper ads to be featured in different magazines. The price for that was $32,000 for the year. Magazine ads, billboard ads. The website, we have to pay a manager to run it, the IT department, and also a graphics design artist and their team to take care of all the different features on the website. Sporting event ads and including sponsorship, charity events. That was included in the budget, and then the social media coordinator was $50,000 for the year, and all those, the total that we spent was $2 million for the year on advertising.
Okay. So for our commercial, Journal of Scene 1, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You have an alarm clock ringing in 2 separate suburban apartments. So we're going to begin with the man on the right, named Steve, and he has a nice clock sitting on the table. In the background of the window, there's an ad for Bolt. And then you fade into the man on the left. He's getting up grumpy, he's already running late, and the night table has a beaten up, old-looking clock on it. In scene 2, we have both men, they're picking out their suits for the day. We split the screen for this scene. Stephen walks into his modern, large walk-in closet with electronically controlled drawers. He checks his calendar on his fancy smartphone, and it zooms into the smartphone, and you see that it says he has an interview for today. He goes into one of his drawers, pulls out a Bolt watch. Then it goes to Bob, who has clothes all over the floor. He walks into a messy closet, begins walking around his apartment to try to find his other shoe. He's looking at his calendar on the wall. He sees a note for an interview today, and he's just freaking out. And while this is going on the floor of his room, there is a newspaper that has a Bolt advertisement on the back of it. Scene 3, we're continuing following both the men through their morning routine. We're starting with Stephen, and then going back to Bob, and back to Stephen. So Stephen makes himself getting some coffee and an omelet. He's seeing through the New York Times financial section. And in the back of the paper, as he's reading it, you see a Bolt ad and you see his watch. And then you switch over to Bob, who's still running around trying to find his shoe. He's very frantic. And then back to Stephen, who you see is just calmly drinking his coffee and reading his paper. Scene 4, we have both men are ready to leave their homes on their way to their interview. So Stephen looks at his Bolt watch. He takes one last look in the mirror, adjusts his tie, walks out of his apartment. There are pretty women who are waving at him. He gets into a fancy silver sports car that was pulled up by the valet. And then you switch over to Bob, who's looking at his clock on a microwave. He runs out of his apartment, grabs his bike. No one really pays attention to him. He bumps into an old lady who's just really not having such a great morning. In scene 5, you have both men arrive in front of a fancy office building. They're walking in together. Stephen opens the door of the building, and you see the watch on his wrist. Then they go in. The receptionist tells them what floor to go to. And Bob is clearly intimidated by Stephen, who is very confident. Okay, and then scene 6 is the last scene. We have them in the office room waiting, and the boss comes out. We want to have a Donald Trump lookalike actor. Both of the men stand up to greet him. He shakes Stephen's hand, and the Bolt watch shows in the shot. And then he shakes Bob's hand, and you see like a very cheap, gross-looking watch. He looks at Stephen and escorts him into the office. And the boss, who looks like Donald Trump, says like hired. So the goal of this is kind of to portray how the watch shows affluence and